3 p.m. and I'm always here on Saturday 3 p.m. So someone was asking me that, what do you do on Saturday? And I said I'm on YouTube channel and doing webinars every Saturday at 3 p.m. Then they ask, what happened if you happen to be out on vacation, things like that. So I said, correction, no vacations allowed. And on Saturday is no matter what. So sometimes I do record that ahead of time. So on Saturday, 3 p.m., you still see me, but that's recorded. But today is real. So you have me, and we talk about something that interests a lot of small businesses. And when you are small, one of the things you struggle is cash flow. We all know that. And the reality is sometimes if you have the cash injection to your business will take off. The difference between someone can do business really well versus someone started a similar business but not doing very well could just because of money. So there is a saying goes, the more money you have, the more money you make, right? So we know that, and we probably don't know how to really apply dollar cents into success and say that dollar contributed to this success, that one is that. No, but in general, if you have money, you have success. So a lot of today's conversation is related to the grants, the free money that are offered to small businesses from different vehicles. So we separate those vehicles to three of them. So one of them is what we call the federal and the governmental help. So we have one category. The other category is private companies like FedEx, companies like big companies, right? So like at one time, Facebook has done something, right? So you'll remember you can go onto Facebook and apply for their grants. So private companies, when their heart is touched by community needs, when they felt they should support the community, and they will come up with these grants, and then small business can survive on that. And then the last piece we talk about is nonprofit. Nonprofit organization normally is funded by the government as well, but with that funding, they do some meaningful things. So that's why you see nonprofit coming out to fund as well. What you have on the screen right now, other than my beautiful face, it is the website, communitycpa.com. You actually can come here to become our client on your own. And you can upload your information, create your login, and then someone from our firm will come to talk to you. Most likely, that someone is Catherine. Then, of course, you see the appointment button right here, and that you can make appointment with me right on the internet. And of course, you can pay our bills when you want to reward us. But we do have these portals. You can log in to see your account, to see your payroll status and things like that. So our website is very functional, and you can always come over here to see us. And whatever we talk about during the webinars, whether it was mine or Dr. House and the songs, and while we were doing this a week long, right? We have 3-4 webinars come out every week. So you can come over here to see what we deposit here. We typically will put in what we talked about prior, within 24 to 48 hours, you will see them on here. So this is a library. This is the library that you can type in the keyword right here. Then you can research what you want to find. So that is what I want to give you a little bit of plug of our social media side of display. So go to our website, go to YouTube channel, please subscribe to our channel. And when you hear the content, you felt like that's a good content, give me a thumb up. And when you do that, it will raise the readabilities of the site. YouTube has this system put together to actually reward those videos that got a lot of thumbs up. So they would play that when when you search to that topic. All right. So now I'm going to go into our slides. So you will start seeing our slides. This is the grants and the free money for small businesses. One of our clients was saying that, I'm not small. I'm pretty big business, so I'm not sure like whether I would fit for some of those things that you're talking about. So, folks, what is the definition for small businesses? Small businesses are business in SBA definition is businesses that make $20 million and less. So that's not really small. If you run a $20 million sales business, of course, depends on what kind of business you're running, but you probably would end up with 40 to 100 employees already. So those are not small, but they're still classified as a small businesses. So just be modest when you are looking at grants and free money, and consider yourself small if you can be considered small. But when you are taking on jobs with your customer wants security. They don't want you to be too small. They want you to be giant, and then you just smooth around the edges and make yourself a little popped up, right? So that's really, it's a different ways to look at your own business. But I want to say that small businesses and our talk to all of the businesses applies to you. And of course, Elon Musk is not my client, so I'm not too worried about excluding him. And then the rest of the world, they are my clients. So there's only two kind of businesses are out there. One kind is they are already clients of Community CPA. The other one kind is the potential clients of Community CPA. So other than these two categories, there's no more businesses. I'm just kidding. I hope you are laughing, but yeah, I'm not serious on that one. All right, about our firm. Since I'm trying to buffalo you of how good our firm is, so let me give you a couple of facts. We have 5 different branches. Houston, Texas is already on, and we already hired our first employees at Houston. And then the only thing we're waiting for that brand new branch is furnitures. So once the chairs and tables are coming in and we're functioning. In fact, even the system is functioning, it's just the table chairs are not there. And we have, in our system, we have over 12,000 clients. I need to update that slides. We collectively speak 10 different languages, yes. And of course, the firm was formed in 1998, right? So if you count, we're like 27, 28 years old firm. But we have people, we literally have people who are working in the firm more than 10 years, many of them. So that tells you we did, kind of gravitated some really good talent and very good professional career people in our firm. And I myself, I have served on the National Taxpayer Advocacy Panel. This is the Federal Advisory Committee to IRS. So that is something, huh? And I want you to know I have done that for 3 years. And these are the 2 books I wrote, 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. If you're curious, just go on Amazon, search it out. And no responsibility disclaimer, of course, is always here. And we just want to make sure that we're providing you these seminars, webinars, right? To make you, to beef up your knowledge. But we cannot take that responsibility of any things you use the knowledge, did something, created chaos, and that would be something that you need to know that you have to be serious and be responsible for what you have done. If you really want to rely on professional advice and having these professional people who provide you advice properly covered by their insurance, and you want to work with professional firms, any CPA firm, they will be properly insured. They have their professional uniform conduct, so they know what exactly to do or not to do. So these are trade regulations. Then you should really rely on those CPA firms when you make serious decisions, right? Is there free money available out there? So, I know some of you come online because you know that the pandemic is over. All these millions free dollars are gone. Now we're kind of counting on our own eggs in the basket. So you want to know that really, is there free money available? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. But the truth is that it does take time to research and apply these grants. And knowing that the more people coming to this webinar, it just means that there's more needs out there. People need grants. People need free money. But if that is the case, you can imagine that everywhere you go, when you apply, there will be more people applying for it. So writing a good grant and do due diligence and really make yourself stand out in the writing, that is something you want to do. And I know English as a second language person like myself, writing is not automatic, right? It's just, I feel like when I write, I have to get into that mindset. So it's almost like everything toned out. All I can see is just the pen and the words that I write, or the keyboard, the screen I am typing. So I know writing is not so free that it just comes when I'm really tired. And in fact, when I am really tired, I blurb out Chinese sometimes. And or even if I talk to my mom, she speaks Chinese. When I talk to her, I start speaking English. So it's like, it's not really a automatic, easy flow. So writing a good grant, just like writing in a second language capacity. It doesn't matter how good your English is when you write grants, and it is very specific. It's almost like answering exams, but you cannot say too much. You also cannot say too little. You need to be right on for them to feel that you're the right candidate. So they are professionals who does grant writing. So some professionals, they charge you by their time, but some of the professionals, they charge you when you get awarded. They charge a percentage. So you can check in the local areas or college and your local university and college just to inquiry about anybody who would help with grant writing. I think having professional help is a good idea. I know what you're saying, what you're thinking. You will be like, I am already looking for free money. Now, Ying, you want me to get someone else to help me to write grants. Then it's not free again. I have to pay money for that. I totally get it. Would there be an opportunity where you get a grant written and you don't need to pay? The only way to do that is to have the grant writer to charge you when you get grant money. So I'm not aware of any places where you would get free money for some grant writer to write grants, but there are free money and a free professional services for you to be loan ready or for you to be more sophisticated in your business running. So you will see that while we're going through this. And grants, taxable or not, we have a separate webinar in our YouTube channel, and I want you to tap into that because you can get grant, but you also can end up with a big tax bills, okay? And of course, some of the grants are not taxable. It just really depends. I want you to know that we have a webinar related to that. This webinar was viewed 370 times by people, and it's already in our system for 3 years already, so you can check them out. And the government grants and funding. Now let's talk about government grants and funding. I only have 2 slides here, and so these are the one very actively available to folks, my dear, and I want you to know what that is. So the number 1 is for the state of Iowa. I am using state of Iowa to elaborate these initiatives from the Treasury, from the federal government. So there are funds coming from the federal government to fund to each state. Every state uses that money differently, but in Iowa, what they have done is that they want, so this money is from the federal government to support small business, but support those kind of small businesses that you need support to get a loan. So small business goes to the bank, ask for $500,000. Oh, I want to renovate my retail store. The landlord already sold the building. I have to move. So I go to another building. I rent the space, but I need $500,000 to renovate my space. So you go to the bank. you want the bank to give you the 500,000, but you only have a one diamond ring that worth $100,000. The rest of the $400,000 you don't have collateral. The bank is like, not sure about, I want to use your business as collateral. I just want you to give me something. Do you have rental property? You say no. Do you have vehicle? You say no. Do you have home? Do you have a home we can collateralize? No, I rent apartment. And what do you have? I have this diamond ring. That's for $100,000. So basically, as a small business, you really don't have anything, don't you? You have $100,000. If you don't pay back the loan, you can give to the bank. The bank will lose $400,000. So the bank is looking for places where they can gap that collateral difference. So this SSBCI program is called a Small Business Small Business Credit Initiative Program. So that's called SSBCI. So it's not a free money, directly goes to your pocket. When I say your pocket, I mean the small business owners, not directly goes to your pocket at all. But it will help you to get access of money. Because when you walk to the bank knows the SSBCI program. If they are participating in that program, if the bank participate in the SSBCI program, they will get money from the federal government every time they fund a small business. So of course there is some, so let's go through a little bit detail on here. When a business wants to apply one of the programs, Community CPA can help with part of the application process. So I talked about how when you go to get a loan, the bank will get some money from the government to gap your collateral, right? To say that, okay, fine, I can just take your diamond ring and I can loan you for $500,000 because the bank got some risk reduction by receiving cash from the federal government. And then what happens to the bank require you to submit a whole bunch of documents. For example, you go to see the banker goes, oh yeah, I need to see your financial statement from January to today, the current financial statement. I also need to see financial statement from 2023. If you haven't filed your tax return, show me the extension paper you filed and show me 2022 tax return. But we can see your 2023 financial statement. Oh, by the way, you need the personal financial statement also need to be done. So bring those in, we will consider your loan. What do? A lot of small business owners will walk out of the bank, forget about it. They know they can't get it done. There's no way I can get it done. I don't have a system. When I receive money, it's on the piece of paper. When I pay money, it's on the checkbook. I don't have something like a QuickBook to track everything. What is financial statement? So is that just what I spent? So some small business owners don't have that education to understand income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement. Those are the things the banks are looking for. You don't have it. So now this program has contracted Community CPA as one of their many technical assistance programs, individuals. So Community CPA can come in, and instead of going home, forget about this loan, I want you to come to Community CPA. And what you need to do is just to tell us you need to be loan ready. These are the documents the bank needed, and you want to apply for that loan. So we will qualify you for this program. What happened is from that moment on, everything we do for you to get your QuickBooks set up, to get your POS system running, to get your financial statement caught up for 2023, 2024 right now, those are all become part of the loan ready service Community CPA will provide to you. But instead of charging to our small business owners, we will charge that to the program. We will send the invoice out to SSBCI program, request the government, actually the federal government give the funds to the state government give to the funds to funding agency. which is Iowa State University. So we submit that to Iowa State University and we'll get paid by the time we spend. So I want to go into a lengthy explanation to our small business because I want you to see the kind of help you can get. It is different from you going to some nonprofit, getting some free advice from some nonprofit. They're good, but they probably don't deal with businesses that in the $265 million capacity. So we have the knowledge. We understand how exactly you can come through. We know what system you should have. So with that, taking advantage of the SSBCI program to get your books in order, loan ready, that is such a great opportunity. And I wish that I have that opportunity when I was younger as a company and really needed someone to help me too so I can see how things are going, right? So with that said, I think I kind of give you the real meat of the SSBCI program in Iowa. You don't have to be technical with anything. I just want you to know that if you want to expand your business and you are a qualified small business, and I will, I will show you the next page. This is where the website is, and then coming over here, and you have all these little links here, and that will give you the content. But if you just felt like it's overwhelming, Ying, don't say anything anymore, it's too overwhelming, I don't know where to start, then you start at Community CPA. Not because this webinar is done by us, so I talk about Community CPA. It's really because we are the only CPA firm that in this technical assistant field with the SSBCI program. So if you really want professional folks to get involved, you obviously can go to other agencies, but you can also come to Community CPA to get the top-notch professional help that you needed. All right, so this is our SSBCI program, and I want you to leave you with strong impression of two things. Number one, the bank will receive the federal grants, federal money to help to gap your collateral difference. Number two, and your loan-ready document can all be done by professionals like Community CPA, and so you can start running your business much better, even if you are getting denied for the loan. But because of you're doing it so well, and you got your paperwork already, you got your QuickBooks all cleaned up, and you're ready to run another year, eventually you will be loan ready. It's not required for you to get the loan before you benefit from the technical assistant part of it. And out of that collateral service, there's also manufacturing and the venture capital programs. There are 4 programs in total inside, but for our small businesses, and if you're seeking for technical assistance, and Community CPA is the place to go. And we are part of the program, and we do not charge you. But I also want to give credit to the government who developed the program, because we also are not doing it for free. We do get paid by our effort by the government. So I want to make that clear. So with that, and let's move to the next one, the government one. So this is a small business innovation research and the small business technical transfer programs. This is also known as America's Seed Fund. And I will show you where to go to look at this one. If you just take a screenshot of this link, it will bring you to this screen. And this particular screen will guide you to apply for the America's Seed Fund. I want to say that a lot of times I have not really seen very earth-shattering inventions in my own quarter. Okay, I'm not talking about other. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of very successful businesses and out there. So they have ideas and they implement. They become successful, like Tesla, right? And Tesla kind of business. If we imagine Tesla from infancy time, and those will be the one that seed funds would support. So you want to know that if in our lifetime there could be a Tesla created for technology, for advancement, you can imagine that there's so many more. And one thing I will have to tell you that there's a lot more business are creating things out there qualified for this fund, and the speed of that creation has been so fast compared to 20, 30 years ago. 20, 30 years ago, when I just getting into community CPS business, the well-doing companies are generational, like their mom and dad's business or their grandparents' business. You know people in town that who are just very wealthy because they've been wealthy for like 150 years. So you know that these are old money. But nowadays, we create millionaires every day in the economy. And I can tell you that I have clients and who are not amounted to much, so service wasn't that much. In 1 year time, we deal with $2 million revenues. So those are the people come through that low time. When you are in that low time, and these kind of funds are the one you are looking if you are in the innovation space. Okay, just don't always innovate on your own. Innovate with government support. That's maybe the innovator's success key, to innovate with government money, or money that you can find for free, or private investors' money, because you can't do it on your own when you do innovation in such a big scale. Now, so these two are the one I want to mention on the government side. Then on the private corporation side of grants, let's go through them. The first one is U.S. Chamber of Commerce and CO 100. So this CO 100 is a exclusive list of 100 best and the brightest small and medium-sized business in America. So 10 finalists will receive $2,000, and America's top small business will get $25,000, and a for-profit business only. And at least they require the business to be a for-profit business and also have a history of operation, and fewer than 250 employees, gross revenue of less than 20 million. So if you make 20 million and more, you don't qualify for that, but this is for small businesses. So there's application fee. Online application actually need to be done pretty soon. It's July 22nd. So that's why we want to put that out first for you. This one has an urgent due date. This is the website they have. You can apply right today. This is the state of business now, and the application open for the CO 100. So make sure that you know the due date. Okay, so this is the website. I'm just showing you. Boost Up Samsung Research Program. This one is actually a money put out by the private company, of course, Samsung. And what they want to do, they want to encourage innovations that will help their app to help the Samsung device app experience. So you have to related to what they're doing, right? I'm not really good with whose app is what, but it's up to 100,000, so it's quite a bit of money. Application due date is the end of July as well, so we encourage you to go to, if you have something you develop for Samsung's side of things, and you know that you may qualify for this, okay? I know some folks are working on apps and things like that, just as long as you can relate it to this. And then this is the website, Samsung Research. So this is our research, right? We actually went out to research all the private companies' incentives and things that they give outside people. So you want to look for that. This is the website. The third one we have here is Amber Grant for women. This one we have displayed several times, and you can see this is their website. They're pretty, had a pretty longevity, because I have been seeing them before pandemic. Now, so many years already, they're still here. And the award is 10,000 every month. Okay, then out of those 10,000 winners, at the end of the year, they will select one to give 25,000. So there's always one winner per year, have 35,000. There is an application fee to register. This is their website. This is the website. All right. There is a restaurant disaster relief fund, and just keep in mind that it's not related to COVID disaster anymore. This is more related to, like disaster in your area or something happened, right? This initiated, supported by DoorDash. So this one also has a September 3rd due date, and for restaurant owners, if you are a small business in restaurant industry and you experience challenges related to a nature disaster, not when you terminated your AC and causing some disasters. No, this has to be natural cause. Maybe, tornadoes and things like that. But you haven't let that deter your found a way to push your business forward and keep it afloat. So I guess they are not funding you if you close your door. So they want you to they want to show your suffering. Then if you continue to do business as norm, and they want to reward you. So this is the step. You apply number one, and there is a review period. Then you are granted with the cash. So that's the website, how the website looks like. And then the other private company that are funding those initiatives is LegalZoom. And this one we have displayed several times, and their website looks like this. Okay, so this is like who is eligible, and they listed here. You can go to LegalZoom to apply. So we want to show you that they have this application due dates on the 13th of September. So make sure that if you're interested, and your revenue must be less than 1 million. On their website, they even listed who got the award before. So it's quite interesting, and you should look into that. So small businesses that have been in operation for at least 3 months are eligible for 10,000 small business grant and or up to 500 in LegalZoom product services. So you would get $500 worth of service on LegalZoom for free. All right, so that's a place to look into. This is their website I just showed you earlier. There's a 2024 Horizon micro grants. This one offers 10,000 each. Are open to women of color enterprise across diverse field. So they're not limiting what kind of business you are in. They're just identifying what kind of candidate they like. 51% owned by women of color. Currently registered in U.S. and less than $1 million in gross revenue. Okay, this one, it is applied by 11:59 p.m. on the last day of the month to be eligible for the following month, for that month. So make sure that you register. And it's a monthly thing, so you always have an opportunity. This is the website. You can take a look at the website. I want to show you the website to just give you an impression what is the look of the website, so you know that you got into the right place. So with that said, that concludes the for-profit side of the business. When they come up with the help to the small business, all these programs, these are the programs we found and to show you. The next one we got, which is the last group of the funding, that is from nonprofit organization. So nonprofit organization, typically, they actually get funded by state, federal, or local government. But when the government funds them, it is already have a purpose for that grant. For example, maybe that grant is to leveraging the resources to help small business. So they came up with ideas of these kind of ideas to help you. So now let's look at that. let's look at this second service foundation for military entrepreneurs. So this is the one funding that the funding for military entrepreneurs, and it's called the Military Entrepreneur Challenge. It's a nationwide grant program that gives veterans military spouse, okay? Even if your spouse is not veterans, but because you are, then your spouse can apply. And the Gold Star family entrepreneurs, the opportunity to network, learn, compete for capital to grow their small business. Capital is so important. If someone is coming here goes, I can compete capital for you so you can grow, that's God sent. So this is something that they want to give to the military veterans and or related to or the spouse a leg up so they can do their business a little faster, a little better, and more chance to be successful. So I want to show you, you must register for a upcoming event. To create a business one-pager, apply for pitch competition. So they do want you to stand on a pedestal and to really talk about your business. I'm not sure whether this competition is in person, like presidential debate. You better be able to do 50 push-ups before you go onto the presidential debate stage. But this is the competition they meant for you to be competitive and rising above the rest, and for them to notice you, then you'll be funded. And here is the website. I snapped the website for you. So this is where you can send the application to and then start to apply. All right. For the nonprofit side, I also want to introduce to you the Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit. Okay. In the Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit is on November. This year is on November 16, 2024. So, but you need to apply before September 1st because all the application they got together, they select 3, but you have to come on site to be on the stage, talk about your business, then you can take home. You can take home of $5,000. And so many people are already getting it. I knew it because it is actually happens here where I am in Des Moines area of Iowa. So it's a community college. That's where the event is held, and I go there to see these competitions. So I know how the $5,000 is really cashed out to go to the winner, and we ask for the majority immigrant-owned business has less than 10K in sales from last 12 months. Then you come in, give your story, give your budget, give your business plan. We're not asking for 58 pages business plan, which is the one I did 2 months ago, but the business plan you do is 1 page. You just need to tell your story. Come to win. And this nonprofit, the reason I talk like that, because I am one of the founder of Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit. It's a strong nonprofit, and Catherine is actually the executive director for the nonprofit. And she has many roles, right? You many roles. You just kind of hear her name everywhere. But she organizes the event, and the part of the event is underwriting is exposed. Because what we want to show people is that when you go to the bank to ask for money, we don't want you to be surprised. We don't want you to be like, oh, I don't even know how I got the money. I just said something to my banker, then I got the money. We don't want you to say that because you don't know how underwriting went. We also don't want you to go, I thought I would get the money, and the banker was so positive that I will get the money, but somehow it just didn't come through. And he told me that he doesn't know why. So underwriting is a science. Underwriting has been safeguarded by the banks so tightly, they don't want anybody else to know how they underwrite. Because if you know how they underwrite, don't you try to meet the underwriting's eye and to say that, oh, I'm just what you're looking for, right? So that's why there is job description difference between the banker and the underwriter. The bankers are one talking to you, but the banker has no reason to know what underwriters are doing. So underwriting is always a secret, and we want to expose that. We want the underwriter to tell you why they didn't choose you, why they give you the money out of you are even surprised, and why they don't give you money and you thought you should have it. So with that in mind, we developed this program called Underwriting Exposed Competition. You can go onto IES website. This is the business pitch competition, and exercising your stage presence. I mean, I understand a lot of people worried about going on the stage, but that worry is so healthy. I want you to worry. I want you to worry from the day you know you're going to go on the stage to the moment you're on the stage. But trust me, if you really worry the whole time, by the moment you're on the stage, you will not worry. The people who really do bad are the ones that don't prepare. So you can come in prepared, be our 2024 Underwriting Exposed winner, and take home $5,000. No restrictions how you can spend it, and we just expected you to spend that for your business. And you also don't need to report back to us saying, oh, I have to be successful. No, we have people who take the 5,000 and try the business and was not successful. But with this 5,000, the loss was less, right? So they can actually cover their loss. So that is Underwriting Exposed Competition by Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit. So you can apply. This is the website. Apply right now. And like I said, the business plan is 1 page, folks, not 58 pages. All right, here is Transform Business Grant, designed to support entrepreneurs in a marginalized group. Just means by default they're not being they don't have advantage. They're marginalized. They're systematically marginalized group. So the Transform Business Grant is trying to help these people. So open application in U.S. regardless of your citizenship or immigration status. So profound. One that is said. Immigration status sometimes limit people to do certain things, right? But in business, have you ever heard me saying that in business, everyone can do business? Even if you don't have status in U.S., you have a proper legal way to conduct business in U.S. And don't tell me that, oh, I have an IT, that's why I do business this way. I don't report this, I don't report that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's all because of I have no status. You're wrong. That is your choice to do business not properly, but with status or without status, everybody can do business properly. All right? So this one is actually open to all U.S. business, right? Whether you are immigrant or not, you have status or not, you can apply. And the application window is from September 15th to 30th. So there you go. You want to monitoring this site. As soon as it's open, you want to apply. You see how they have this donation button. It's a nonprofit, so they do ask for donation. Okay. All right. The next one for the nonprofit is what we called what is MBAA Scale Up Pitch Challenge. And that's a very long abbreviation, but I did pull up their website, so they're right here. This one, it is the Scale Up Pitch Challenge. So the 2024 Scale Up Challenge is tailored to amplify innovative ideas, urging entrepreneurs to establish startups with a scalability in mind. Scalable business means that you can produce one, then scalable to million. There are scalable business. The scaling is really different, right? So I'll give you an example. If you have a law firm and you are saying that I want my law firm to be scalable, then what you're really looking at is to set up certain structure so you can pop up little law firms everywhere, but it's centralized management somewhere else, right? So like the Aspen Dental, if you see that layout, and those are scalable. Franchise is a way to scale. Franchise is a symptom of scalability of a business, right? So those are the ones they want you, these funds are encouraged that kind of thinking. The price is $50,000. It's not small amount. Open June 14th and it closed on July 26th. Maybe it is quite urgent, right? And the fund 3 startups per year. So you've got to have some sort of ideas and to be able to scale. So that is what the whole grant is trying to do. So I gave you this one. And if you look at these winners, this is supported by FedEx. You can see the FedEx logo here and the application. This is where you can submit the application. You have the prices, the first price 50,000, 10, 7,500. So you have that. These are the winners. Looking at that. So it's not fake, it's real. It is something that you should look into. If you have a exciting business, you know that, if I can get started, I'm going to roll up to be a very big company. I just need that to be in my hand. That is what you're looking at. I actually can think of one of my clients. After this webinar, I'll give them a call because I think they should apply for this one. All right. So Restaurant Business Development Grants Program, application open October 5th to January 31st. Feed the Soul Foundation nonprofit has established this one. And for $15,000, used for any culinary development support for your business. For culinary business, the restaurant, food truck, bakery, those are the one, right? At least 51% owned by a person who identified as marginalized individual, minorities, disabilities, things like that. So there's other credentials and you can look into. And let me show you the website. And here, a financial support of $10,000, 2 months of hands-on small business financial education consulting, 1 month marketing, and 3 months of business development consulting based on your idea, based on your identified area of need. So that is pretty good. That is a stipend of $10,000, and with all of these support. Consultation service is actually important because without a consultation service, you cannot grow beyond what you have in your head. And do our head has a limitation? Some people do. Some limitation, some people don't. I don't think Elon Musk has a limitation in his brain. All right, so then the next one is the Southern California Job Creators Grant. So this is specifically for South California folks, but it's quite a bit. I want to show you because I have seen this one from last time. And if you are a business in that area, then I want you to look into this. And you can see it's 15,000 grants. And this is the website. Application open on October 15th. So make sure that job creator grants help you to pay salaries, to pay your cost on hiring people. Okay. Then our last one is the National Association for the Self-Employed Growth Grants. This one we have shown for several times, and you must become a member for 3 months, I think, to get up to $4,000 cash grant. So this is just an organization, nonprofit, really helps self-employed. If you consider yourself self-employed, you want to join the society like that and to really belong. Because being a self-employed at home, working from home is a lonely game. It's not sustainable for human beings. when you are just by yourself. Of course, if you got like 7, 8 people in your household, you are not socially isolated when you work from home, but you're also going to create an inefficient working environment because you got so many people around you and you have to work full time, right? So with that said, and it's, I always say that whatever you do, look for that society that surround your business. If you are in jewelry business, getting involved with jewelry trade shows, getting involved with jewelry, associations, things like that. Whatever you do and finding that society. So if you cannot identify your specialties, then come over here. You're self-employed, right? So that's where you can get $4,000 funding. This has been a while, so I'm pretty sure it's a continuous funding for folks, and I hope you look into that. All right, so there's more opportunities you can wait on. So we have a list of things we're monitoring, but right now is not certain, and we are just monitoring all of the leads to bring you this grand webinars. We do that occasionally. If you go back to our history, you will see how many times we've been talking. It's not always the same, just because there are new ones coming up, but few of those ones are being repeated because they're pretty viable, they're very strong, so we want you to know, just in case you're interested. Of course, out of all of these talk, and I think you left the impression that there are opportunities out there, and if you want to get anything done and technically on the accounting, on the finance side of the work, and you needed some assistance and making sure to find out whether there's free services for you, that you can check into the state website. You can look for SBDC Service Center, and especially with universities, and you'll find some service centers for certain industries then you can take advantage of. So don't be blind when it comes to free money and grants. If you don't look, it is very difficult for someone to give you a sewer plate saying, oh, here is the money. It doesn't happen, right? It does happen when you're really looking into it. So you, right now on the screen, you see our partners at Community CPA, and all of us, not only we are intelligent, we have the brain for you, and we also are very hardworking people. And I will tell you that it is not easy. It is not easy for a person to be hardworking. It is just not coming by default. And nowadays, you find more people are not hardworking than hardworking. So I start to hold hardworking spirit as a quality of life. I think that the more hard work you put in, the more enjoyable life you will have. And these two cannot be separated, and the work-life balance is a joke. There is no such a thing, because work-life is the same. And you want to separate it by saying that I balance both. Never. There's never a balance. And there's always pros and cons. But if you just merge them together to be one, they will be rewarding. With that said, I want to lead you to my last slides, which tells you who you can write to get your topic talked about at our webinar. So Catherine at communitycpa.com. If you have topics you want to hear, please talk to her. And you know that subscribe button? Could you please do me a favor, subscribe to our channel? And we'd like to see ourselves going over 6,000 as soon as possible. We are already very close. So just make that happen. And we will be looking for that subscriber who pushed us over the 6,000. We'll send you a Community CPA YouTube big mug over to you. So know that we have a big mug we can give you, and it's a super size, so you can have your coffee and tea for the whole day with that mug. All right, call our office if you need us, and we open 6 days a week, Monday to Saturday. Yes, Saturday as well. I will talk to you again.